The second knock fell heavier than the first. Anna stood frozen between two men and two lifetimes, past and present, pressing in from opposite sides of her fragile heart. Michael's eyes darkened. "You're not expecting someone?" he asked quietly. She couldn't answer, because she knew. Another knock, this time firmer, patient, controlled. Daniel. The air in the small apartment tightened until breathing felt impossible. Anna's chest rose and fell in shallow waves as she looked from Michael to the door that now separated the two halves of her life. "I should go," Michael said suddenly. The word surprised them both. He had come to reclaim truth, to demand answers, to reopen love he believed stolen. But something in her face, fear, conflict, tenderness that did not belong only to him, told him he was no longer alone in her world. "Michael," she began, but he shook his head once. "I don't want to see you choose," he said. "Not like this." The pain in his voice cut deeper than anger ever had. The knock came again. Anna turned slowly and walked toward the door. Each step felt like betrayal, of memory, of promise, of a love that had once defined her entire existence. Her hand reached the handle. For 1 second she closed her eyes. "Forgive me." She opened the door. Daniel stood in the hallway, tall and composed as always, yet the moment his eyes met Anna's face, something changed. He saw her flushed cheeks, tear-bright eyes, the tremor she couldn't hide. "Anna," he said softly, "I'm sorry to come so late. I wanted to make sure you were all right after earlier." Then he saw past her shoulder. Michael. The room shifted into stillness. Two men faced each other across the narrow apartment, strangers bound instantly by the same woman standing between them. Michael stepped forward first, instinctively placing himself closer to Anna, not touching her, but claiming history that could not be erased. "And you are?" he asked. Daniel's gaze moved once more to Anna, a silent question she could not answer, before returning to the man before him. "Daniel Carter. I work with Anna." Michael's mouth curved without humor. "Do you?" The tension was immediate, electric, male pride colliding with wounded love. Anna felt it like thunder beneath her ribs. "Michael is someone from my past," she said quietly. The word past struck both men differently. To Daniel, it explained the tears he had never understood. To Michael, it sounded like dismissal of everything they had been. "I should leave," Daniel said after a moment, but he did not move, because he saw something he had never seen before, Anna looking at another man with the same fragile intensity she had once turned toward him in that silent living room. And the realization landed, sharp, unwelcome, undeniable. Her heart was not empty, it was already occupied. Michael sensed it too. "So you're the one," he said, voice low. Daniel's eyes narrowed slightly. "I don't believe I know what you mean." "The man she replaced me with." The accusation fell like broken glass. Anna flinched. "Michael, no!" "I'm not replacing anyone," Daniel said evenly, "and Anna is free to—" "Free?" Michael cut in. "Do you think she's free?" Years of pain surged into his voice. "She left everything we had without a word. Do you know what it's like to love someone who disappears and pretends you never existed?" Daniel's jaw tightened. "No," he said quietly, "but I know what it's like to care for someone who is clearly still suffering." Their eyes locked, two truths equally fierce. Anna's breath shook. "Stop," she whispered. "Please." Neither man spoke. She looked at Michael first, the boy she had loved, the man still burning with that same devotion. Then at Daniel, the quiet strength that had entered her life without demand or promise. Two kinds of love, one rooted in memory, one growing in present light. "I never stopped loving you," Michael said again, softer now. Daniel felt the words like a physical blow. Anna's eyes filled. "Michael!" But her voice broke before his name could become answer. And in that fracture, Daniel understood. He stepped back. "I'm sorry to him, not to Michael. I didn't realize." Realize what? That her heart still belonged elsewhere. He moved toward the door. Anna's hand lifted instinctively. "Daniel!" He paused. For the first time since she had known him, uncertainty shadowed his composure. "You don't have to explain," he said. "You owe me nothing." But the distance in his tone hurt more than anger ever could. He left. The door closed softly behind him. Silence flooded the room. Michael turned slowly toward Anna. "So it's true. There's someone else now." She shook her head through tears. "It's not like that." "Then what is it?" he demanded. "Because I just watched another man look at you like I used to." The past and present collided inside her chest, unbearable. "I don't know," she whispered. It was the only honest answer she had. Michael stared at Anna, hope, fear, and love tangled in his expression. "Do you love him?" The question she had feared most. Anna's lips parted, but no word came, because her heart, once whole, once certain, was no longer hers alone to understand. And somewhere in the night beyond her window, Daniel walked away carrying a silence that felt dangerously close to loss.